What's up, guys? It's your boy Looney. And busy day. We had SoFi beating earnings. It popped off, then sold off, and then recovered. We had crypto have a devastating day, being rolled over. And then we had Palantir and Nvidia signing a new AI partnership. And finally, SPY just printed new and fresh highs. Let me walk you through what actually matters and how I'm positioning right now. But before we get into this video, quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join, and I also offer a premium membership for $8 a month, and you get access to one-on-one coaching, trade callouts. I have an option selling course. I do giveaways and more. You can check it out. All the links are in the description. So let's start it off with SoFi, and let me actually pull up SoFi and kind of go over what happened. So SoFi did beat earnings, and it beat it by a couple cents. So the actual EPS was 11 versus the 0.08 expected, and actually adjusted revenue was about 950 million. They also raised full year guidance, and price action was a bit messy today. We saw green at just before open, and then once market opened, then it faded and sort of just dumped and fell off. I don't know if people were just taking profits or maybe some option trades, or I'm not really entirely sure why this price action happened. Maybe it was sell the news event. But then we actually saw it actually go up into after hours or closing the market. And overall, it is up 4%. So good numbers. Price was good. The market did digest a little bit, and then we did see some actual pricing in. So for me, that just says the story is strengthened, even if right now we did see some noise and just overall volatility. But you can see I'm not chasing. I'm letting this settle and kind of just follow through or watch what happens and goes on in these next few days or weeks or years. And yeah, I didn't make any trades following this earnings. I have a few covered calls, a debit spread, another covered call, another debit spread, and one long-term leap. And then I actually hold shares. So I didn't make any moves recently. I'm just simply holding, managing my positions. And I did actually close a position prior to earnings just because I was already at 70% profit. And even if SoFi did do well like it just did today, I wouldn't have made that much more. I probably would have made like a couple dollars more. So I closed this put credit spread just to lock in those profits. And yeah, that's what's going on with SoFi. I think it's a great stock, great long term. These prices are a bit high. I would definitely admit that these are elevated prices and it can pull back. It's a very volatile stock. Year to date, it's up 109%, and the past year, it's 179. So there is room for a pullback or maybe even a crash if we do see something like that. Either way, I'm comfortable with either just because I'm holding SoFi for long term, and I'm really concerned about short-term noise. And actually, if it does crash or dip, I will just simply buy more or increase my position. Now, let's actually switch over to crypto because crypto had a really bad day, or it struggled and didn't really recover. So we could see here I'm down 2.5% and just crypto sold off entirely. We had Bitcoin down to 112, and yeah, it kind of started high earlier in the day, and then intraday and late afternoon, it did start to sell off. And when crypto fades while equities are strong, it's a little risk on check engine for kind of the high beta names. So I'm not bumping or I'm not dumping anything off that alone. So I'm not panic selling. I'm just tightening kind of my expectations for short term. We might see some more volatility. We are seeing rate cuts coming tomorrow, or I believe tomorrow, the 29th, and they should be rating cuts about a 99%. And you can actually look it up on Robinhood itself through the prediction markets. And I don't think there's any reason to bet on that because the odds are not really in your favor. The only thing I would say, maybe do no to the cut 25 basis points just to do a kind of a gamble, but I wouldn't be going all in. I'm not doing any. It's just not good odds. But yeah, about 99%, 98% chance we are cutting rates. So it is looking like we are going to see that tomorrow. And I'm pretty curious to see what happens. Maybe it's another sell the news event and we see more further sell off, or the market actually rallies off this announcement. It's anyone's guess right now. There's not really a clear direction of where we're heading for these rate cuts. But yes, crypto did struggle, and it's kind of a wake-up call. Should you sell now? I'm not too sure. Again, this is a longer term position, so I'm not really selling anything now. If my altcoins or some of these bottom ones do go up 200%, I'll definitely sell those. But my main positions like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Doge, I don't really have any intentions to sell right now. But this is just what I'm doing. This isn't financial advice. It's just simply what I'm doing with crypto and how I see it. Now, a big headline today was Palantir and Nvidia, and I actually didn't even look at their price action. I don't own either of these, and they are great companies. I just simply don't own them. Palantir was green, up about 1% or 0.8%, and then Nvidia was up a lot more. It was up almost 7%, I believe, and it's over that $200 mark. So very major gains for Nvidia. Palantir actually did okay, but the news is that Palantir is integrating NVIDIA's accelerated computing and models. So it's going to use AI across enterprise and data and logistics. So this keeps the AI infrastructure narrative, and it kind of is just building off that. Maybe we're seeing a sort of a bubble. I know that's going on. NVIDIA and OpenAI are kind of just going in circles with different companies and just lending each other money. But just something noting. And yeah, if you do want to invest in these companies, they are great companies, but I would just say that the valuations are a bit elevated, just like any other stock right now, and they're not cheap. But these are more of a buy and hold stock. I wouldn't really trade these kind of stocks. And other than that, we did see SPY. So let's actually look at SPY, and let's do the SPX just to kind of get the index, the entire index. And this one was over 6,900 at one point. So it was hitting new highs, and I believe it closed at all-time highs. I'm trying to figure out if that did. 52-week high was 6,900, so pretty much right now. But I believe that this was all-time highs or fresh new highs that it closed at. So pretty insane. It's very bullish, and it's just kind of probably from these big tech names improving earnings and just overall hopes around the Fed path. But these new highs don't guarantee a line that just goes straight up, because there is going to be volatility, but they do tell you that kind of the trend is your friend. It seems like we are in a bullish momentum, so all these kind of dips are getting bought up. But for myself, I'm not just going to go all in on any dip. I'm not just going to panic sell or FOMO buy. I really need some actual fear to start heavy deploying cash. So I would definitely say avoid FOMO. If we do see this hype momentum, maybe put in a little, but not go all in. And I'm using these pullbacks to scale rather than just chasing these green candles. So yeah, I'm not making massive moves. I'm being very strategic. I'm still dollar cost averaging into crypto no matter what, into Robinhood. I'm selling options on red days or selling puts on red days, selling covered calls on green days, and I'm just managing them, letting them go to expiration, closing them early. For example, we do have Webull that is a contract that's expiring this week, and I'm currently red, and I'm not really doing anything with it. This was kind of the initial game plan when I first set up this trade, is that I'm okay with owning Webull at these prices. And to confirm that, I even sold another put lower. So I sold a $10 put and essentially dollar cost average. So we'll see how this week goes. Maybe Webull goes back above 12. If not, it's fine. I'll acquire those shares and then quickly switch to selling covered calls and just complete the wheel strategy. So again, just an overview of how I'm handling it. We did have SoFi. SoFi had a really good beat today, really solid, and overall raised guide, which is very important, very positive. But me currently, I'm just holding, letting the dust settle, and just watching for post-earnings trend before anything. Now, crypto, on the other hand, did have that dip, did have that sell-off. So I'm not really buying, I'm not going all in as well, just dollar cost averaging. Then we had the AI tech and Palantir and Nvidia. Definitely worth noting. Again, another one I'm not FOMOing it. So I would definitely look into those. Those are very strong companies, very long-term positions. Lastly, SPY is at new highs. So very bullish momentum, but that doesn't mean we won't see volatility in the short term. So bottom line is, don't trade the headline, trade the follow through. And I'm personally sticking to that plan. Until next time, peace.